Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Human Services. Will the minister explain the importance of protecting the key trademarks and brands of the Australian government in the minister's portfolio from misuse by third parties? What action is taken to ensure this protection?
The Minister for Human Services. Members on my left.
Well, I thank the member for Corangamite for that question and for her interest in this topic. Mr Speaker, my department has responsibility for maintaining the integrity of the names and trademarks of many government agencies and services, and this includes Centrelink, MyGov, Child Support and, of course, of Medicare. And this is to ensure that Australians can be confident that when they see those brands, they can have confidence in them. Australians do not want to have to second-guess whether messages they receive from government agencies are legitimate. Having confidence, of course, Mr Speaker, in the Medicare brand is particularly important given the trust that people place in it. Indeed, that's why we have legislation to protect those brands from misuse, such as the Medicare Act. Now, we are all aware, Mr Speaker, that the Federal Labor Party deliberately used this brand during the federal campaign, and they were trying to mislead and deceive the Australian public. But this week, the ACT Labor Party was at it again because they were distributing, like its federal counterparts, flyers to their electorate.
The minister knows the rules about props.
Misusing the Medicare name. But on this occasion, Mr Speaker, they were caught out, because as soon as my department became aware that this was occurring, they immediately took action, and the Australian government solicitor wrote to the ACT Labor Party and asked them to cease and desist.
Member for McMahon.
They were caught out. Mr Speaker,
Member for McMahon.
Within 9 minutes of the ACT Labor Party receiving the letter from the Australian government solicitor, they had immediately apologised and agreed to cease and desist from using that Medicare logo again. And I can quote, Mr Speaker, from the email which Matthew Byrne, the Secretary of the ACT Labor Party, wrote to the Australian government solicitor, and he wrote, and I quote, "I sincerely apologise on behalf of ACT Labor for this error and this use of the Medicare logo, and I can confirm that I will not be doing it again." Mr Speaker, and I ask if within 9 minutes
Members
the head
on
of the
my
ACT
right.
Labor
Minister for the
Party
Environment.
can determine that what they did was wrong and can apologise for their actions. How long will it take the Leader of the Opposition to apologise for what he did during the federal campaign? Because what the Labor Party did then was much more egregious than what the ACT Labor Party did in this occasion. The Leader of the Opposition should be big enough to do exactly what the ACT Labor Party did and apologise for misleading the Australian public by sending out text messages, sending out flyers and misleading